class during our time here at Briar to capture comprehensive moments and document our journey together. After flipping through an entire year's worth of photos, I attempted to find the right choice of words to paint a picture in your mind that encapsulates the many images and illustrations that create a canvas of our class. Before I jump into it though, I would like to cordially invite each and every one of you to join my classmates and I right now in a picture that we can add to our collage. Excuse myself. We got to selfie because we're not ready. There you go. Just eat my class right. All right. As the white coat ceremony student speaker, it is an honor and privilege to stand here before you with the opportunity to address the gravity and magnitude of this moment on behalf of my class. To properly do that, it is important we take a moment to reflect on our group and the story of how we got to this point. First, we want to thank those who are here with us today who have traveled from our home states of Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, and Washington. Amongst the 32 of us, we graduated with 10 different degrees from 24 different undergraduate institutions. Amongst the 32 of us, we cover a span of 10 total states, and our average age is 24 years old. Amongst these statistics, I noticed the repetition of the numbers 10, 24, and 32. So I followed my curiosity and naturally I went to Google, and I want to share with you what I found. It turns out that these numbers are symbolic not only in the Jewish faith, but also symbolic of our program as a whole. The number 10 represents good luck and power, which we all pray for before each exam, and what we will obtain throughout this experience, especially for the test on Monday. The number 24 symbolizes the word abundance, which just so happens to be the perfect word to describe the amount of information and tests and assignments and practicals and hours of studying that we do in order to be successful. Finally, the number 32 symbolizes the phrase, wonderful ways of wisdom, which to me is the very essence of what this whole experience is all about. Class of 2019, now that we have completed our first year, finally, let's take a trip down memory lane to reflect on the wonderful ways of our professors and measure just how wise we have become. Starting last summer in anatomy, we had the incredible opportunity to dissect a total of 6 human donors with Dr. Adams, and as we prepared for our palpation practicals, we had our first exposure to the aura of Dr. Strong. Combining his seemingly photographic memory with his sarcastic yet serious delivery of exactly how many hours and minutes and seconds we have left to study for our upcoming exams, Dr. Strong certainly keeps all of us on our toes, and some of us laughing to the point of tears. You know who you are. In our professional ethics course, we learned quickly from Dr. Cross that we need to be on the lookout for patients who sue, and we engaged in thought-provoking philosophical conversations with the always keen, charismatic, and upbeat Dr. Clapper. In the fall, we got our first taste of block scheduling at the graduate school level. Dr. Adams led us through human physiology, had us sing songs about different nerve pathways and neuroscience, and solidified our appreciation for how fragile life-forming processes are in embryology. In normal lifespan development with Dr. Nelson, we learned about the progression of reflexes and that our children may not be as special as we might think. The child who's here with us tonight, he's special. Or is it she? She, sorry. And then there was pathophysiology with Dr. Howard. If you would have taken the pulse of our class during that 7-week span, oh boy, you would have found that our anxiety levels had escalated at truly unprecedented rates. This is because from a book that is more than 1,700 pages long and about probably this thick, you learn just about anything and everything that can possibly go wrong in the human body. As a result, Dr. Howard frequently found himself consoling us, as our natural response was to frantically self-diagnose ourselves after literally every single class. In pharmacology with Dr. Bieber, we were exposed to the always evolving industry of pharmaceuticals and celebrated after each exam with a pizza party. In medical imaging with the virtual version of Dr. Osborne, we learned how to analyze X-rays and MRIs through the lenses and from the perspective of a radiographer. Guest star appearances from Dr. Briar, who also cannot be here with us tonight, were sequenced throughout our first semester, helping us identify links between the field of genetics and the world of physical therapy. In the spring, we rolled over to the Mayfair building and glided through biomechanics with Dr. Strong in our kinesiology course, and we presented our first research projects in our evidence-based practice class with Dr. Clapper. In laws and reimbursements with Dr. Cross, we learned about the always evolving American healthcare system and how to properly document and bill for treatment sessions so that one day we might actually get paid to make some money. Finally, after all that, we began learning clinical modalities and manual therapy techniques in our test and measures and interventions courses. While doing so, we had front row seats to the always dynamic and didactic dichotomy of jokes and profound big picture perspectives from Dr. DeWall and Dr. Lynn. That's a heck of a first year. Let's give it up for ourselves and for our amazing faculty in getting us through it. Now you see, all of this work we've accomplished today would be impossible, I repeat, impossible, without the honorary Dr. Lloyd. While we sit in class, Mrs. Lloyd sits in front at Mayfair, harmoniously orchestrating logistics behind the scenes. While she is the first person we see before class, we don't often get to see all the things she does to keep us organized. She is the glue that keeps us connected, and we can't thank her enough for all she does on behalf of the good and welfare of our program. Class of 2019, while we are celebrating the completion of our first year, our white coat ceremony only reinforces the notion that we are committed to long-term clinical competence and lifelong learning. Guiding us in our efforts to pave our own individual paths and attain our own individual goals, our professors have fostered an adult learning environment that allows us to grow as aspiring clinicians and to mature as wholesome individuals. From our esteemed faculty, we have learned firsthand the significance of transparency and concise communication, as well as the importance of open-mindedness, flexibility, and accommodation. We can't thank our faculty enough for all of their patience and guidance in teaching us and for leading us by example. We appreciate the sacrifices you make time and time again to remain accessible and approachable to our class. You see the ability for each one of us to be great and have great confidence that we will all achieve great things. On behalf of my entire class, I want to say thank you for everything you do for us behind the scenes, with us in the classroom, and I can only hope that we are making you proud. As you can see, we take a great deal of pride in the work we have completed so far. As we look ahead, we are excited to apply what we've learned to experiences that we will embark on in year 2 to ultimately prepare us for our clinical rotations during year 3. Coupling our class-wide desire to care for others with the clinical skills that our professors have equipped us with makes me confident in saying that we are ready to accept the responsibilities that come with our white coats. We are ready to take this next step forward and are humbled to be considered worthy candidates in the eyes of our faculty to receive the honorable distinction of white coat recipients. So as Dr. Cross was asking before, what exactly do our white coats mean? They symbolize a rite of passage on our journey into the healthcare profession. They are tangible representations of the ethical responsibilities that we carry on behalf of our future patients, and they symbolize a commitment to providing the best possible care during their most vulnerable moments. The irony regarding our white coats is that we won't often wear them, yet we won't ever symbolically take them off either. And while some coats are seasonal in nature, our white coats stay in style 365 days a year, even after Labor Day. All right, cool. Got more last night. We will figuratively wear our white coats every day for the rest of our lives as we commit ourselves to excellence in our physical therapy careers. Almost done, I promise. Class of 2019. Think about all that we have achieved, all the experiences that await us, and all the support guiding us along the way. I challenge you to channel that contagious energy as we move forward, continue leaning into the vulnerability that comes with this rigorous learning process, and consider how much we will continue to grow as individuals and as a cohesive group. Knowing the workhorse mentality and aspirations for excellence that this class continuously displays, there is no doubt in my mind that we will honor our white coats by putting forth our best effort to become the best versions of ourselves in order to provide the best possible patient care. While the nature of tonight's ceremony is for my fellow classmates and I to receive status and celebrate what we have accomplished, it would be unbecoming if we failed to properly acknowledge those who have made this all possible, our loved ones. You see, tonight is just as much a celebration of their efforts as it is ours. After all, we have been the recipients of their unconditional love and unwavering support long before we began school back in June. You have been there for us every step of the way, starting with the daunting, and for some of us, lengthy, admissions process. You give us encouragement when we feel overwhelmed, an open ear when we need to vent, and the belief in ourselves when we experience doubt or defeat. We will never be able to repay this debt, and we can only hope that our accomplishments make you proud. Congratulations to the class of 2019, and cheers to the next 2 years. Thank you.